Pato, the reigning world champion in the light featherweight division, stepping up yet again in the featherweight division.
Get ready for an electrifying event. The 2024 IBJJF crown presented by Flow Grappling starts now.
And the athletes being pulled to the mats. Up first on mat 1 is Diego Pato versus Osvaldo Queixinho. Osvaldo Queixinho, a long-time competitor who recently retired from the World Championships, but back to come after the crown. Kyle.
Everyone wants the crown, huh? Queixinho, he has the size advantage, right? But it's not really an advantage against Pato because although Pato competes at a lighter division, Pato is used to competing against bigger opponents, not just in the absolute, but in super fights as well. So I think Pato is very comfortable with people bigger than him. And Queixinho is always pushing the pace, so I think it's going to be a high-paced match, and hopefully we're going to see a lot of technical battles.
And as you say that, Kyle, Queixinho took a second to get outside of Pato's guard, but Pato not going to allow a pass quite that easily. Look at how strong those grips are on that sleeve, clearly trying to dominate one side here.
Yeah, and I would add too that, look at Pato sweeping. I would add too that passing someone that is small like Pato is extremely hard, because he's not just flexible, but because he's so small, he can, bring his legs in much easier than a bigger opponent, right? Than a bigger guy. So I think that Moisinho will have an easier. It would be easier for him to reach the back, but reaching the back of Pato, trying to scramble with him is also very dangerous. So Pato clearly is the favorite for this match, but Queixinho has surprised many times, opponents that maybe were the favorite against him, but he came out with the victory. Marcio Andre and Queixinho at the pens was one of these examples where Marcio was actually dominating the match and Queixinho pulled a submission at the very end. Beautiful submission. So Queixinho is really dangerous. He pulls out things that most of the times his opponents cannot see, and that's something that is appreciated by the public, and it brings some concerns to his opponents, because as Queixinho pushes the pace, and maybe this would be a good thing for Pato, who enjoys counterattacking. Sometimes going in the pace with Queixinho it becomes dangerous. So you can see that Pato is going at a slower pace than he usually goes, but at the same time he's progressing into better positions.
Queixinho has a very good control of that lapel grip, looking maybe to slow Pato down. Pato kind of in on this leg drag. Leg drag pass is something he's very good at, but this lapel guard clearly giving him a little bit of trouble, and Queixinho looking to build from it.
Yeah, I think that the squatting position that Pato had with the leg drag was also to maybe kill Queixinho's grips, allow Queixinho to get tired. You can see that he's mounting over both legs. And I think he's playing like this low-paced game, to try to slow down Queixinho and kind of destroy his grips. Because Pato has really strong grips, so Pato can stay in positions that are a little bit awkward for regular people. And especially with bigger opponents, like larger opponents, they are not used to fighting people this small and this good.
Pato starting to put a little bit of pressure down, but as I say that, Queixinho shoots one of his trademark techniques, that omoplata. Pato does a good job of bailing out and getting back, but look at the pressure he's applying on Queixinho's hips here with this heavy chest forward, trying maybe to clear that lasso out.
Yeah, Pato is just building it up, I feel, And Queixinho is doing a good job with the lasso. He's trying to maybe put him like in an open spider, but Yeah, the lapel grip, the collar sleeve is usually his strength to try to get the omoplata position or the loop choke that he's so good at. But I feel that Queixinho will have a hard time coming up on top because Pato is, his legs are small, so even if Queixinho gets a sweep, Pato can stand up pretty easily, and I feel that Queixinho has to try and search more towards the back. The lapel game Queixinho does, but it's more like to slow the person down and actually get something out of it, because he doesn't play like he play a very unorthodox lapel style. It's not usually the same style that you see people playing with, the warm guard or reversal de la warm. It's more like something. It's more like almost like a transition style of lapel guard, and you can see that he's now getting a penalty. He's taking a penalty, so I think Pato will continue to play this way, continue to burn Queixinho.
Pato with a
did
smart
really
strategy
good
there
bowling.
to stand things back up and get back down to his back where he scored already once before. But I want to talk about that penalty because the IBJJF in this crown rule set is being a little bit more aggressive towards stalling. Kyle, what do these athletes have to do to make sure that they are not getting hit with stalling penalties?
Well, they obviously have to try and keep on progressing, right? And not pretend that they are trying to progress, So they have to really try. The referees, especially Pedro, who is the main referee right now, he understands what the athlete has to do. He was a fighter, so he knows when the person is pretending and when the person is really trying. So it will be very hard to trick the referee and actually pretend that you're trying to do something versus actually really trying to.
Queixinho with his head down, once again looking to pummel to the outside and kind of this modified, not quite an over-under pass, but he's got a really deep grip there with the right hand behind Pato's leg, potentially trying to stop Pato from advancing his guard. But you can see Pato doing a very good job of framing back and getting back in control a little bit here. Pato now looking to get underneath, and he scores another 2 for that sweep. Pato now up 4-0.
And now they're both in 50-50.
And be aware here, too, that the referees have given these athletes some warning about playing 50-50 and making sure to stay active. 50-50 is sometimes a slow, unoffensive position for both parties, but these athletes will be looking to work continuously and stay aggressive in this position especially. It's a penalty risk to stay in this position without activity for very long. And Queixinho grabbing the lapel here.
Queixinho grabbed the lapel.
Yeah, keep in mind, he's only got 10 seconds to work with that grip or he has to let it go.
He's going to get a penalty.
That was interesting, though, the grip he had hanging his body weight off of Pato's pants there, off of the hips. And he'll use it to sweep. If he can hold on top, he gets 2 points here, and Queixinho does collect the 2 points. And Pato sweeping right back to get his own 2.
One minute and 45 to end, so Pato has a clear advantage to stay on top, on lead, even with Queixinho continuously sweeping him back and forth.
Well, in this 50-50 position, Kyle, the person who is leading the scoreboard is always going to win, because as long as Pato can maintain this position, Queixinho can never score more than 2 without Pato being able to score back.
Yep.
Interesting, beautiful transition to the back there.
Queixinho got out beautifully too.
60 seconds remaining on the clock. Pato ahead by 2 and then some. I'm looking to see if Pato is going to pull guard here again. In the last minute, will we have a race to guard on the reset?
Yeah, but keep in mind that Queixinho don't need only 2 points. He also needs an advantage, a couple advantages because of the penalties. You know, so he has to score 2 and 2 advantages.
What is the right strategy here for Queixinho in the last 50 seconds, down by what's essentially 3 points?
Well, now he has to pass, right? Because that's literally the only thing that he can do to win. It's passing or being able to take the back. But like I said before, it will be extremely hard to pass Pato because even if you get near, he has really good guard recovery. You know, the more you attack, the more you're susceptible to attacks like the omoplata that he just tried.
Pato with a momentary look on the omoplata there. Not enough angle on the armpit and shoulder to get it going, but he's able to retain his guard, and the count starts down from 10. Oh, Queixinho might be getting a DQ for this. It looked like they're just a time error. Right. So Diego Pato will advance to the semifinal here with a win over the legendary featherweight Osvaldo Queixinho.
Pato, who is the currently king of this division.
Yeah, he's a two-time world champion, a three-time world champion in the light featherweight division, but also, as you mentioned earlier, Kyle has no problem moving up to weight. We saw him earlier this year even entering the absolute and performing well in the absolute division. And we're going to get the hand raise. Diego Pato will advance to the semifinal where he will face the winner of the next match coming up on mat 1 after this break.